Hi, everyone. This afternoon, I'd like to do something slightly different and maybe something that is fun as well. We're going to have a role play. We're going to imagine that we are surgeons and that we just found something called a trusted AI agent. And what we'll be doing is dissecting that agent and see what it's made of. So we'll be looking at specific organs that define that trusted AI agent. I'm Francis Ochidi, CTO at iExec. Just a few words about iExec. We are the trust layer for AI. We provide a decentralized TE-based infrastructure that helps you bring trust and privacy to your AI pipelines. We raised capital through an ICO 8 years ago, 10K Bitcoins. We were the very first to provide TE infrastructure in the Web3 ecosystem. And we are partnering with key players like NVIDIA and Intel when it comes to R&D on the TE research. And last year, we onboarded more than 60 developers on our platform. So, why are we talking about this today? As you all know, AI is going exponential. And for me, it feels like we are back in the era of when the internet came up. It's going exponential. There are very cool use cases being brought on the market, but we feel that there's something critical missing in the way we approach the AI right now. So privacy and trust are key for that ecosystem to grow properly. What we found is that 40% of the organization reported that they had privacy breaches or privacy concerns when it comes to interacting with AI platforms. And what is even more concerning is that 70%, I'm definitely part of that 70% people. I just don't trust the way those AI giants manipulate my data when I interact with an agent or with their LLMs. So, the AI agent, why do we need that? Because we want to make sure that data breaches are not happening. We want to understand more what's happening in those black boxes. We want to avoid centralized control. And we need verifiability. Well, definitely. So, our proposition and our questioning is, what if that trust and privacy were defined by default? What's built into the agent? So, privacy by design, verifiability of what the agent is doing. We want that agent to be running on a decentralized infrastructure. And also, we want to be able to control how it's monetized in a fair way. So we are surgeons. Now we found that trusted AI agent, and we are opening it up. We are looking at 6 organs of that agent. We're looking at the skeleton, the nervous system, the heart, the skin, its brain, and the veins, the circulatory system. Oh, putain, c'est pas possible. All right, let's start with the skeleton. So the skeleton, when we look at that trusted AI agent, we can see that that skeleton is made of a trusted execution environment, just like it's written on my T-shirt, so the TEs. And when we look deeper into it, we found that it's running on a technology called Intel TDX, which is a TE technology brought by Intel, which is scalable and hardware-based privacy and trust component. And also, when we look at the skeleton of that trusted AI agent, we can see that it's running on decentralized compute nodes. Okay, now, just for those who don't know about TEs, just a few words. I wanted to do a presentation that is not too technical, but we just quickly look into what TEs are. TEs implemented with the Intel TDX or SGX are isolation of the execution of an application. So the data, the code, and the processing are all running into what we call hardware enclaves that nobody can inspect, that nobody can interfere with. And that's what we see on the skeleton of our trusted AI agent. Now we can dive into the nervous system. The nervous system is the verifiable autonomy of our agent. What does that mean? We see that our trusted AI agent, all its actions are being written and logged on-chain, so we can have the traceability of what it's been doing. What we can see also is the results and the outputs of our AI agent is also on-chain, so we can have the proof of what the agent has been generated. Another cool thing that we see on our AI agent is that its governance is on-chain. So what do we mean by that? It means that the conditions that were defined for that agent to operate are on-chain. So it relies on the blockchain to know where to find its input, its model, the application that it's running on, and you have all other conditions and other governance rules like monetization. How much do you pay to use that agent? So all the governance data is written on-chain, and the agent relies on that to operate. What we see also on the nervous system of our agent is the cryptographic proofs. That's a very important element, because we're talking about TEs, but as an end user, what are the guarantees that you have on the fact that that agent is running within those enclaves? So there's a way, that agent provides a way for anybody to verify that it's running within that environment. And what we get is no human intervention. We can see on-chain, and with cryptography, we can have the proof that nobody's been able to interfere with the operation of our AI agent. Let's look at the heart. The heart of our agent is the core of trust. So there's a notion here that we are introducing, which is confidential computing. What does that mean? Confidential computing is really the umbrella under which we have the privacy and the trust. So we touch on the trust with the TEs. The second part of confidential computing is the privacy. So, the heart of our agent is the confidential computing trust engine. We can have the prompts, the inputs, and any interaction with the model that is protected and secure by default. What is really cool with that capability is that you know that all the data is not being manipulated, and you have full integrity and provable integrity of your data, of the agent data. The skin. The skin is like the privacy shield. It's the interface between the agent and the external world. So when we look at the skin, when we look deeper into it, we can see that all the interaction between the agent and the external world is protected and private. So all the prompts, the inputs, the private keys, anything that the agent needs to operate is fully encrypted at rest, in transit, and during the processing within the TE's enclaves. Then we have the brain. So when we look at the brain, it looks very similar to what we have right now on traditional AI, but the major difference is that that intelligence is decentralized. So it's running on TE decentralized infrastructure. The other major difference that I mentioned already is the fact that that intelligence relies on conditions that are defined on-chain. So that's what we call the on-chain data governance. The circulatory system, so that concept of our AI agent is really the decentralization. So as the introduction, I mentioned that we want to avoid a single point of failure. We want to avoid a central authority governing how our agent works. So here, with decentralization, we know we have the guarantee that nobody can really stop our agent. It's autonomous, and it's autonomous by design. And it's the protocol that ensures that. So that's the recap. We've looked at the skeleton of our agent. So these are the TEs. We've looked at the nervous system. It's the set of cryptographic proofs that proves that the agent is operating with the conditions that are defined on-chain. It also logs everything that it's doing on-chain for traceability. And the outputs as well can be attested, and we can have the guarantee that it was running within the enclaves. The heart is the confidential core, so that's the notion of confidential computing. The skin is the end-to-end encryption of the data and the inputs and anything that is fed to the agent. The brain is the AI agent logic, but running in a decentralized infrastructure, TE-based. And the circulatory system is the concept of decentralization. So, at iExec, we believe, and I hope you share the same view as us, we believe that the future of AI is trusted, it's private, and it is decentralized. So my call for action for you today is that if you are building in that space, you should demand transparency, you should adopt confidential computing. iExec is one of the many options out there, so you don't, there's no excuse for you not to jump into that kind of frameworks. And you can build on decentralized infrastructure to offer to yourself and to your users a true privacy-preserving and trusted agent. As an example, we are running ELISA OS agents on the iExec infrastructure. So if that's something you are already doing in a standard mode, you can get in touch with us to get onboarded on iExec to be able to run your agents on a trusted environment. Our approach, I'm not going to go too deep into that, but our approach is that there is the traditional and standard AI pipelines and workflows, from training models to overtraining models to inference, Gen AI, and agents. So that's what we call standard or traditional AI running on untrusted environments. On the other hand, our strength is on deepine, TE's infrastructure, GPUs and TEs offering privacy and trust. And what we've done is combining and providing what we call confidential AI to make that AI pipeline totally trusted, monetizable, provable at any step. So, for closing, I wanted to give you an overview of our roadmap, what we've been doing since the beginning of the year, and what are the next steps. So we announced AI grant track. So if you are building in the AI space, you can get in touch with us. We have grants. If privacy and trust is a concern for you, definitely get in touch with us. We've launched an ecosystem fund. That ecosystem fund is an investment fund for projects in the AI, deepine, RWA, or DeFi verticals. So if you are building in that space, don't hesitate to get in touch with us as well. As I've shown, we've provided the tools to run agents, especially ELISA, on trusted environment with the Intel TDX, with a great, fantastic tool. If you're a dev, I invite you to go and check it out. It's called the iApp Generator. That makes your life easy when it comes to building, packaging, and deploying your application in a trusted execution environment, decentralized. It's so cool. And we are very proud to announce 2 key partnerships this year. The first one with Aether for CPU and GPUs infrastructure. So we are partnering with them for the TE's infrastructure, joining our worker pools. And we have a great partnership as well with Arweaves as a decentralized storage. And the last item we've got on the roadmap is making all that tech available on a layer 2 later on this year, and it will be announced hopefully very soon. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this was a bit different to what you see. And don't hesitate to reach out and check out our website for confidential AI. We have a GitHub repo that shows you how to do that. We have developer tools that make it very easy to integrate TEs for your AI agent. Thank you very much.